Okay, radicals, simplifying them. There are just some rules you have to know. There's not a lot of rules. If you have the square root of a times b, you can rewrite that as the square root of a times the square root of b. Okay, Jack? If you have the square root of a times the square root of b, you can rewrite that as square root of a times b. So here's the rule, Jack. And I'm going to refresh your memory. If you, okay girls, if both numbers are under the square root, you can multiply them. So if I have the square root of 2 times the square root of 8, that's the square root of 2 times 8. That's what the properties tell us. What's 2 times 8? And what's the square root of 16? It's 1. But if you have 2 times the square root of 8, there's not much you can do with it except to simplify the square root of 8. They either both have to be under the square root or both are going to be outside the square root to do anything with them. Okay, on the same note, we have division. If I have this, that's the same as the square root of a divided by this. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me try this. See if that's any better. Okay, so if I have the square root of a over b, it's the square root of a over the square root of b. Or if I have the square root of a divided by the square root of b, that's the square root of a over b. So if you have the square root of 8 divided by 2, can you divide the 8 and the 2? No, they both have to be under the square root. If you have this, okay, look at the difference there. There's a difference. If you have square root of 8 over the square root of 2, you can rewrite that as 8 divided by 2. And we can do that one. That's the square root of what? This is so annoying. It's just off on the bottom. What is 8 divided by 2? Okay, Jane? This is the square root of 4, which is 2. Now, if one's under the radical and one's not, there's nothing you can do with those. Either both have to be outside the radical or both inside the radical to simplify. But we can do this. I want to simplify that. Now, do you remember how to do this? If I have 8, I want to simplify that. We divide by, I start with the smallest prime number. Taylor, put that away, please. That's 2. Nope, I don't have any of this. And what goes into 4? 2. And we divide, we get 2 and 1. Okay, you remembering this, Jack? It's been 3 weeks. It's been a long time. That's why I'm reviewing it. Now, when you have a match, that comes outside of the radical. And if you don't have the match, it stays in. Now, that's what the square root of 8 equals. But this says I have the square root of 8 divided by 2. So I'm going to take this answer, 2 square root of 2, and divide by 2. Can I divide these 2's? Can I do that? Yes. Can't do the 2 into that 2. Only they both have to be outside or both inside. Okay. Either to simplify things, you can only divide numbers that are both outside or both inside. Like this one, the 2 and 8 are both inside. So let's do a bunch of problems. We're only going to do the front side of the sheet, and I'll come around and check that you did it. You probably need to be able to do it, but this is the hard stuff. Okay, girls. That first one's easy. Okay. 6. You should know some perfect squares. You're allowed a calculator. Okay, you could break it down, but you know what? This is the same kind of thing. This is 4 times the square root of 100. Shayla, what's the square root of 100? Okay, so what's 4 times 10? 40. Okay, girls. I know, you need to be quiet. It's very hard for me to talk. Every number, I haven't gotten it back yet. A lot of people wrote down the square root of 10. It's not true. Square root of 100 is 10, not square root of 10. Okay. I'd like to go sideways, and I'll have to go up another one. Okay, let's do this one. This is 3 times the square root of 12 plus 8 is 20. Okay, I can simplify 20. At least I think I can. And if I don't know, I'll just try it. What goes into 20? Has to be a prime number. 2. Goes in 10 times. Let's still stay with the small ones. Well, I could do 5, and then that would be 2. Same thing. Okay, what's the match? The 2's. So I have 2 on the outside. On the inside, I still have 5, and I still have this 3 that's out in front. What does it tell you to do? Jane, what should I do with these? So what's the answer? 6. How about number 8? Easy. Can you divide the 3's here? Yeah. Because they're both outside. So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 3 once, so this is just the square root of 7. What we're doing is, why we're reviewing this is because we're going to be doing quadratic formula, and you're going to see these types of problems again. Just a little one, quadratic formula. Okay, square root of 60, my answer key was wrong, and a number of you had it wrong. Let's do it. It's 60. What do you want to divide by? 5 into 60 is not 30. 2 into 60 is 30. Okay, you need to see this. What goes into 30? 2? Joey? What's half of 30? 15. Then we'll divide by 5. I would have done 3, but that's okay. 3. Because I'm going to get a 3 there anyway. Okay. For some reason on my answer key, I missed 3 times 5. So I have a match here. So that's 2. And it's not square root of 5, but it's the square root of 15. No. This is just reviewing, because it's been 3 weeks since I've seen it. Okay, 108. We got to divide that. What should you divide by? 2. Okay, Joey, how many times does 2 go into 108? 2 into 10 goes 5. Goes into 54. Jane, up here. No, you're being a problem. Half of 54 is what? 20. That's right. 27. What goes into 27? No, you got to do primes. So 3, and it's 1. 3 times 3, 3 goes into 3, 1. Okay, we got some matches here. You have a 2, and you have a 3. It doesn't matter, they have to pair. It has to be paired. So it's 7 times, I have a 2 here, I have a 3 times 3 is 3 here, and what's still left? What's still left? It's easier to multiply 2 times 3 first, because what's 2 times 3? 6. 6 times 7 is 42. Okay. Keep going. So we can remember how to do this. Good. 28. Well, it's 2 plus that. 28, but we've got to do the work. We divide by 2. How many times does 2 go in? 14. Divide by 2 again. Keep it simple. Half of 14 is 7. And what do you divide by now? 2 doesn't go in. 7 goes in. Okay? So you have a match of the 2. So you have 2 plus 2 square root of what? 7. Right there. Can you add those? Can you add 2 plus 2x? No. This is the same thing. Doesn't matter. It's 2 plus 2 times whatever that is. You can't add them. They're not alike. Then you would multiply. But as long as it's adding, no. Yes. So a number of you tried to add them. Okay, what about 50? Okay, what goes into 50J? What? This one? What goes into 50? Nick? 5. 10. What goes into 10? 2. 5. It doesn't matter. When you do this, you're finding prime factors. There's only one answer, no matter what order you do it in. And yes, that's right. So what matches here? 5. You have 5 square root of 2 over 5. What can you do with the 5s? Not multiply. Divide. Square root of 2. Right. Okay, the next one, either I didn't finish, I'm not sure what happened, but there were very few people that had that right. No, I think it's the chord. I'll try not to move. We have to do this 300. Okay, what goes into 300? 30's not prime. 100's not prime. How about 3? It doesn't matter. 5 goes to 100 how many times? Now, 2. No. 2 to 10 goes. You stop when it's 1. It's not 1. Now I stop. What matches? So you got 2's and I got 5's. So it's 2 minus 2 times 5. Square root of what? Okay, Sayla. What's left? No. Why wouldn't I what? Now, you guys had 2 minus 10 square root of 3, which is probably what I had on my answer key. For some reason, I should have finished it. You divide 2 into the first 2, so it's 2 over 2 minus, I'll leave it 2 times 5, square root of 3, over 2. What happens to the 2's? This is going to give me what? 1 minus, and this is going to give me 5 square root of 3. Okay, just a few more. What about this one? What about the 12? 3 goes in how many times? J, 4, J, 2, I don't know why I did that, but it did. Okay, so this is 3 times the square root of 12. There's one match, which is a 2. Square root of 3. What is 3 times 2? 10. This one, yeah, my board's a little off. 1 minus 5. Board's quite a bit off, actually. Okay. What about the square root of 10? Okay, let's do it. You know what? If I don't know if it can be simplified, I'll just do it. Because 2 into 2 goes once. You don't get rid of it. It's 2 divided by 2 minus 2 times 5 square root of 3 over 2. These guys go, and it's 1 though that's left. No, you must do it for every term here. You can do 10. You have to do it in both. You have to do divide by 2 into both of them. Not just one. Only to both. Okay, I'm checking this off so you have homework. Yeah. Okay, guys, square root of 10. Well, we do 10 and we divide by what? Samantha, what am I going to divide by? No. Well, yeah, 5. 5 goes into 10 how many times? 2. Are there any matches? Nope. No, can't do it. Okay, what about this one? 18. Divide by what? 2. Oh, you want to do 3? Okay, then we get 6. Then divide by what? 2. No. Okay, 3 goes into 3 once. What's the match? The 3's. So this is 3 plus 2 times 3 square root of 2 all over 6. Okay, girls? Not done. Not done. Because this is 3 divided by 6 plus 2 times 3 is 6. 6 square root of 2 divided by 6. What's 3/6 as a fraction? What is 3 over 6 divided by 2? If I have $6, you get 3. What part do you get? I have $6, and you get 3. What part of you take away? It's half. What about the 6's? Can I divide that? Yeah. Square root of 2. You can only divide numbers that are both outside or numbers that are both inside. Okay. That's what we did before break. I bet you forgot a lot of it. Yeah, we had a test even. What? We had a test of it. Weird looking. 1/2 plus the square root of 2. Now, honestly, do I care if you simplify? No, not really. It's not on the Minnesota MCA's. It might be on the ACT. That's a long ways away. Well, right now we're probably going to have you simplify, but because that's part of what we're doing here, but it's stupid. I'll be honest. Okay, now we're going to do the discriminant. Either you can bring it up, it's less than 1, or I have handouts for anybody who wants one. No, you don't have your iPad. Well, that's not good. Okay. This is less than 1 discriminant. And it should be up on Schoology. Now the website wasn't working earlier. This should be there, but I have a handout for you anyway. Once you get this, you'll find it's kind of easy. I will come during the class and mark you off for having done the notes. for having done those, which you need to finish. Which one? Which? Can't do it. It's right there. I'll come around. No, not worried about the back. In the corner. Okay. New word for you guys. Discriminate. Okay. I don't know, but you have vocabulary, and I want you to. Okay. Now, Joey, put that away. When we graph a parabola, okay, remember, Jan, that we graphed these parabolas. We looked for the x-intercepts. We found the axis of symmetry. We found the vertex. We did a lot of stuff. Basically, what a parabola can do, it can do this. It can hit the x-axis in two places. Okay, guys? Those are called solutions. A solution is the number that makes the sentence true. So, I want to know, because these are x-intercepts, the y value is 0, I want to know the x values. They give me that. Well, guess what? I've got two of them in this situation. But sometimes I have this situation. There's only one solution. I'm giving the background what we're going to do. It's not hard to do, but you need to understand what you're doing. Well, sometimes the parabola doesn't cross the x-axis at all. There are no x-intercepts. There are no solutions. If I use these letters that are in this formula, this quadratic equation, Jane, I can find out when I get one of those three situations. And we're going to turn the page. This is no solution. Right. There are no x-intercepts. There's no solution. No number that will make that true. Okay. That's just 0. Because this is what you're looking for. When y is 0, you're looking for when this graph crosses the x-axis. Those are called solutions. Or x-intercepts. Or roots. Doesn't matter. Okay. You guys will know more about this as we get through this. This is the quadratic equation. This is solving this. If I make this equal to 0, and maybe you remember, maybe you don't, we factored that if we could. Okay, Sarah? If you could factor it, you could solve using the zero product property. But most of the time things don't factor, so there's a formula that will tell me what those x values are. This part here, underneath the square root, that's what we call the discriminant. And that tells us how many times the graph will cross the x-axis. The maximum number of times it will cross the x-axis is 2. That doesn't mean it has to. Might not. Might have 2 times, might have 1, might not have any. So you don't pay attention. No, don't do that right now. Okay, this is the discriminant. And I don't like to write it all out, so I don't. Oh, good, I got that. So the discriminant equals this. B squared minus 4AC. Okay, Sarah, we're going to square root this number. If this is a positive number, no problem. And this tells me there are going to be two answers. So if the discriminant is greater than 0 or positive, there are two solutions. That's what we're going to do today. It's easier than my reviewing. If the discriminant. If the discriminant is 0, then there's only one answer. Okay, Selah? Because you're not focusing on it. Good. Maybe I should talk faster. Okay. When this is 0, then the answer just has to be over 2a. Just one answer. Just one solution. But what happens when that discriminant is a negative number? Can you square root a negative? No, you can't. Do you want me to bring my calculator up and show you can't? Okay. Well, you will. I just have to teach this first. We get a song on this pretty soon. I can't sing, so I can't even talk. Okay. The b squared minus 4ac tells you how many times the graph will cross the x-axis. So what happens? So I'm going to clear this out. Okay. So let's say, what would you like to square root? What number would you like to square root? Well, I want to square root a negative number. Okay, second square root, negative 5. Okay, this is what happens when you square root a negative number. You get a non-real answer. You can't square root a negative. Guess what? There's no solutions. When that number is negative, when this is a negative number, then you say no solutions. What it is this situation. It's this situation. Girls, you can't sit together if you're not going to do that. It's the graph is not crossing the x-axis. When you do a square root of a negative number, like for instance negative 1, and unfortunately people call them imaginary numbers, this is by definition I. It's not imaginary, it's a very real number, but it's a different kind of number. You can't have your electronics without imaginary numbers. Everything is done with eyes on them, all the physics, everything, electricity, everything, mathematically has an eye in it. So you can't have any phones or any of that stuff. I don't know. Okay, so all you have to do is calculate the discriminant. Okay, so now, everything I talked about is right there. So I'm just going to get to the problem. Now, one thing you're going to maybe have some problems with is knowing what A is. Okay, ready? What's A? Jane, what's A? B. Should be on your sheet. And C is? Okay, you should be taking notes. Yeah, it's probably on the back, maybe by now. Turn the page. We have 3 problems. Okay, India? Now, how do you find the discriminant? It's b squared minus 4ac. Now, if you listen carefully, and make this easy. You're going to take the number b and you're going to square it. I don't care if b is negative. What happens if you square a negative number? You always get a positive. So just go ahead and square. Don't show the substitution. So you're right. Say it's 9 minus 4. Now here I show the substitution because I don't want to make a sign error. So it's A times C. What's A? And C is, okay, so it's 9 minus, order of operations, FH, 8 times 7 is, it's 8 times 7. It's B squared subtract 4 times A times C. I'm not showing you why it is what it is, just this. So 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 7 is, Nick, you know? 8 times 7. Okay, Sarah, what's 9 take away from 6? You know? What's 10 take away from 6? Yeah. But I'm not quite to 10. So it's negative 46 or 47 or 45. I'm not taking away as much as 10. A little bit less. Okay. Clearly that's negative. The discriminant is a negative number, so how many solutions are there? None. It is not intuitive. It's opposite of what you think. Okay, 2 more problems. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't have. There's enough room to write on there. No, it's not. Okay, ready? On the next problem, write down A, B, and C. Second example. What? Well, it's y equals A, x squared, plus bx plus c. A is 3. That's easy. What's B? Negative 2. KJ? Jesse? What's C? Jesse? Negative 5. Here's the discriminant. Okay. Don't substitute in the B. What happens when you square a negative 2? Yes, you can. It's a negative 2 times a negative 2. When you square any negative number, it's positive. When you square any positive number, it's positive. We're not going to deal with imaginaries, so we don't have to worry about it. That's 4 minus 4ac. Sorry. What's A? Yep, it's multiplied. What's A? Nick? No, what's A? 3. What's C? Okay, be careful with this. You have to multiply that out. It's 4 minus, I don't care how you do it. What's 4 times 3? 12 times a negative 5. So what is going to happen? It's going to be 4 what? Okay. B is the number in front of x, which is a negative 2. You got to take the sign with it. You got to take the sign with it. Okay. What? Now what happens here when you multiply this? It's a negative 12 times negative 5. What is it? Jay, put that away. Negative 12 times negative 5 is positive or negative? Okay, that is a positive number. The discriminant is positive. How many solutions? 2. Try the next one. Sally usually needs to be good. The next one. Okay. Okay, girls. Sayla, what's A? What's A? It's 1. If you don't see a number there, it's 1. A equals 1. B equals -2. Okay, I'm telling you, this is the discriminant. You just have to follow that formula. So what do you get when you do that now? Yeah. It comes from the quadratic formula. You just have to believe me. It comes from the formula I gave you. Right here. No, it's b squared. Yeah, it's way off. So it's b squared. What's -2 squared? No. Square any number, positive or negative, it's always positive. Minus 4. That 4 comes down. Not yet. A, C. What's A? Put it in. That's A. And in place of C, put in 1. And then you do the arithmetic. You have to do all of this first stuff.
That'd be 4.
0. Okay, how many solutions are there? Yep. Write it down. Okay, that's what your one solution. Yep. Yeah. So the answers are online. We can do any of these together if you want. What about number 1? Yeah, I am. Things are just kind of goofy here. Okay, what, Demonte, what I think helps is to write, guys, it's hard enough for me to talk, is ax squared plus bx plus c. I write that down every time. Then it's easy to find A, it's easy to find B, and it's easy to find C. So you write down, what's A? J? It's a regular 2. What's B? And what's C? Okay, the discriminant is this. Just square B. Don't put it in, just square it. You have to believe me. Okay, girls. This is the discriminant in the quadratic formula. I can prove to you, Sarah, how to get the quadratic formula. It's hard, and I don't think you want to do it. So right now, you will accept that when this is equal to 0, and you solve for x, there's a formula, you can just plug the numbers in. X is the x-intercept. Then it's what? 1. This is the quadratic formula. It just works, even some factors, it works all the time, always. It's just not fun to use. If you have an 82 or 84 calculator, I have a program. You could ask your parents what the quadratic formula is, they probably know. Anytime you want to solve a quadratic equation. Do you guys want your cell phones or not? Then you have to do the math. Because they can't, that's how they developed them, it's all math. Now, guys, Jay, put that down, please. Yeah, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Listen, you guys, you can always solve a linear equation. Nick, you can always solve a quadratic equation with a formula. If you have y equals ax cubed, the cubic equation, Sayla, You can always solve this. It's not an easy formula. You think that's not easy? This is even harder. Well, but I didn't write the rest of them. Okay. I'd like to finish my sentence. Then maybe it'll make some sense. If you do y equals ax to the 4th, all bets are off. There is no algebraic way to always get a solution to an x to the 4th equation. Okay, gents? Only the linear ones, ax plus b equals 0, that can always be solved. The quadratic ones can always be solved. Cubic ones, if you know the formula, and I don't know what it is, but they can always be solved. But after that, anything x to the 4th, x to the 5th, x to the 6th, no, you can't always do it. Sometimes. Rarely. It's very hard to do it in these rare. So that's the nice thing about the quadratic formula. Yes, you have to know it on the ACT and the SAT. And then tomorrow, maybe I'll be able to sing. Who knows? We'll sing a little song that comes with it. So what's b squared here? Jesse, what's b squared? If b was 10, what's b squared? Yeah. Just square it. Don't show the substitution. Some of you are going to show the substitution. Just trust me. Don't do it. Because you'll mess it up. Minus 4 times a times c. Okay, Nick? What goes in for a? 2. Let's see. 3. And this little part that's under there tells you how many times the graph will cross the x-axis. Sometimes you want to know that. Okay, so it's 100 minus 4 times 2 is, times 3 is, 8 times 3 is what? 24. If you want to get good at arithmetic, practice without a calculator. And if I subtract it, well, 100 minus 25 is 75. So this is 76, which is positive. How many solutions? Here's how many solutions. 2. That's all you're doing. So get your calculators out and use them. I don't care about the arithmetic. Yes, you do. You have one on your iPad. You can use that as a homework. Yeah. And the answers are online. They were there this morning. Thought they were online. Let me look. I have to have you guys keep me on, so.